Toy Story. This is probably, and if not the best Pixar franchises of all time, in my personal opinion. And the third movie concluded the franchise great by Andy giving off his toys to a new owner, Bonnie. And then we thought we would get no more from Toy Story. Nope, just kidding. They went for a Toy Story 4 anyway. And how did that movie turn out? Not so great. And then it felt like they were concluding it because the ending was somewhat good enough to conclude the franchise of Woody leaving the gang. But nope, they went for a fifth movie. Why? Well, the first reason is, the more obvious one, money. I mean, come on. But another reason is because they saw that their originals weren't doing so well. So, they thought movies of already established franchises would work better. Or, you could just market your originals too. That also works. But anyways, so today I'm going to be talking about how I think Toy Story 5 will turn out. Now, we don't know much about Toy Story 5. We have got introduced to the villains, a calculator, I can't remember the name, and Lily Pad. And the plot focuses on electronics versus toys. So, I guess there's somewhere to go with that. Out of all plots they could have done, I'm surprised they went for this plot. But, yeah. And, for Bonnie's design, we got a first look at Toy Story 5, like a picture, and with Bonnie and her mom on the lily pad. And after a few weeks, after like a week or two, I've been hearing people saying that it looks like AI. And Toy Story 4, she was like 5, and in this movie she's like 8 or 9. So, I mean, that's probably a reason why she looks different, or maybe it could just be AI. I can see why I can somewhat see why people think that. And in movies nowadays, people say that they use AI, and while some of them actually do, just stop doing that. And also, why is Woody back? Didn't he leave the gang in the fourth movie? If you're gonna bring back Woody, have a good explanation for it. A really, really good one. But anyways, yeah. And I'm kinda, but also not really surprised that they pumped out a Toy Story 5. Come on, they were pumping out Coco 2, Finding Nemo 3, and Incredibles 3. Okay, Incredibles 3 I'm not that mad about. I feel like it should get a third movie, but Finding Nemo 3 and Coco 2 are not needed whatsoever. Coco had a great ending, and I guess Finding Nemo had a good ending. But they still went for Finding Dory anyway, but you still could have left it at that. But nope, they're making Finding Nemo 3 and Coco 2. So I'm not even going to be surprised if they make Up 2 or WALL-E 2. Don't actually do that. But, yeah. And all the names that I've listed, except for Incredibles 3, do not need a sequel whatsoever. Yeah. And this time, it's probably on both sides. But Toy Story 4 was definitely just for money. Because that was before the time when their originals were falling off. So that was definitely just to get some extra money in. And they got exactly that. That movie surprisingly made $1 billion. Does it deserve it? Not really. But, yeah. So we got that down a little bit. But now that I'm done talking about all that stuff, let me talk about how I think the movie will actually turn out itself. Okay, so, let's start off with how I think the box office will turn out. The box office, a lot of sequels that aren't needed from Pixar that just get pumped out, they get a lot and lots of money. I mean, even the remakes, like the Lilo and Stitch remake and the Lion King remake, that got $1 billion. It does not deserve $1 billion. I still despise that Lion King remake to this day. It had zero emotion whatsoever. And Lilo and Stitch got $1 billion, and I mean, well, I'm not going to bash Lilo and Stitch to the ground too hard. I already have a Ranking 2025 animated movie video, so, I mean, I already had all I wanted to talk about on that video. But anyways, so, and Toy Story 4, like I said, made $1 billion, and it does not deserve it. So, I'm not even gonna be that surprised if this movie hits $1 billion. And I'm also not gonna be surprised if it seems like the franchise is gonna end, even though, like, a year or two later they announced Toy Story 6. Please, don't do that. No. This movie this franchise does not deserve to be milked that much. But anyways, yeah. How do I think the animation will turn out? Well, Woody's design, I mean, in the minute-long first look, it kind of freaked me out, but it's probably only because he looked terrified and his eyes were like, you know, that was the only part that freaked me out. But I bet when he's not scared, he'll look better. So I'm not too mad about that. Sorry, I just really got the hiccups today. Percentage of it being good, there's like a 25-ish% chance that it's not gonna be good. Probably not terrible, but just not great. Percentage of it being okay, but really profitable, 50%. I said probably. It's probably gonna be mid, but it's gonna be very profitable. Actually, scratch 50%, 70%. Because there's only like a 5% chance that this movie will be phenomenal. Bro, there's like a 5% chance that this movie is gonna be amazing, which it's probably not. But still very, very, very profitable. I don't see it getting the 2 billion mark, but I might be wrong. Pixar and apparently Disney too can pull off anything. I mean, Moana 2 made $1 billion, so you know, that was something. But anyways, so yeah, I feel like that is probably gonna wrap up our video today. But anyways, yeah, and I'm not gonna have a review of every animated movie video. You guys might expect me to make a lot of movie reviews, but it's unfortunately not. I'm only gonna watch about like 5 to 6 movies and have a review on them. Which are GOAT, Super Mario Galaxy, Toy Story 5, Coyote vs. Acme, and Angry Birds 3. Maybe something will just pop out of nowhere and I might go see it, but probably not, because movie theaters cost a lot. Let me tell you, a lot. Last time when I went to go see the SpongeBob Search for SquarePants movie in theaters, it was almost $100. That is crazy. So, yeah. And I wish I could make a review on that, but you guys said Nimona, so yeah. And after this, check that out if you haven't yet. So anyways, like and subscribe. Peace.